again. Here we are. To continue with our previous video, we were talking about the simple present in affirmative statements. Right now, we're going to go to the negative statements. As I said in the previous video, Spanish is so different in this case. Because, for example, I'm talking about run. I say yo corro, yo no corro. Tú corres, tú no corres. Nosotros corremos, nosotros no corremos. It's easy as saying no corro, no corremos, no corres. But in English, it's going to be quite different. It's not going to be difficult, but quite different. Remember that I was talking to you about the do verb in the previous video? I was explaining the importance that the verb do has. And it is because I'm going to use right now, as you can see in this presentation, let me show you the do verb right here in the circle. For example, if I'm going to say yo no corro, I'm going to say I do not and the base form of a verb. All right? Tú no corres, you do not, plus the base form of the verb. Nosotros no corremos, we do not, plus the base form of the verb. Ellos no corren, they do not, plus the base form of the verb. So let me explain something very clear. When I'm talking about the base form of the verb, I can say run. I'm going to explain this in the next graphic, but I'm just going to get a little bit ahead of this. But what is very important is that I have the do verb right here. Can you see it? It is called the auxiliary verb, un verbo auxiliar. I'm going to say this in Spanish because I want you to understand. Do no es la acción. The action is run. Okay? Do es un verbo auxiliar, auxilia a negar. That's it. Very simple. Do not, like no hacer. Yeah? Do not is no hacer. No hacer, correr. In your minds, I mean, this is not the correct way, but I just want you to make your minds clear. Now, remember something that when we were talking about the affirmative statements, he, she, and it, they didn't say do. They said does. So it's going to be the same right here. For the negative statement, he does not in the base form of the verb. Pay attention to this. The base form of the verb, not with an S. Now, let me explain this to you on the next graphic. But I wanted you to have clear that no in English is going to be do not or does not. Got this? No is going to be always do not or does not for the simple present tense. Okay, let's move on to the next graphic. And I see here, for example, I do not jump. Okay. I do not jump. But he does not jump. Some of you are going to be asking to yourself, but teacher, you said that he, she, and it must have an S after the verb. Yes, but only for the affirmative expressions. Only en afirmaciones. Because in this case, pay attention to this. In this case, the verb do is already conjugated to does. You see? The auxiliary verb takes the conjugation. So we don't need to conjugate this verb because the auxiliary verb is taking the action of being conjugated. Conjugamos el auxiliar y ya la oración está afectada. All right? That's why we leave this verb alone. Let's move to another example. You do not study, but she does not study. Why? Because do is being conjugated on the auxiliary verb. This is what takes more work to understand. I mean, this is difficult. For beginners, for learners, this is what breaks our minds. Nos cuesta un poco asimilar esto. But once we accept it, it goes easy. All right? Now, there's something else I want to show you on this video, and it's contractions. I bet some of you already know what contraction is. Contraction is when we make one word out of two words. It's very important to learn how to make contractions with do not, which is going to be don't, and does not, which is being be doesn't. Now, when do you use contractions? We use contractions whenever we speak in an informal way, and whenever we write in an informal way. But when you are writing formal documents, you don't use contractions. That's the grammar, okay? You only can make contractions whenever you are talking or when you are writing and as an informal way. En un documento informal pueden contraer. Un documento formal no se contrae. All right? So it's very simple. Don't, it doesn't. That's one. So I have examples using contractions, and I have my friends don't eat hamburgers. But your sister doesn't eat hamburgers. You see how I keep the verb eat and eat? Because don't and the conjugation doesn't. I don't swim in the river. Swim. My dog doesn't swim in the river. So as you see, these are very simple things. They're very easy to understand once you pay attention. Now I have for you some exercises to work on. For example, the teacher, line, eating class. The lawyers, blank, work on Mondays. The cats, blank, hunt mice. And John's son, sleep in his room. So I want you to put in practice what we have learned. Try to complete these exercises, and I'm going to show you the answers in 2 seconds. 2, 1. Here we go. So my teacher doesn't, because we're talking about she. The lawyers don't, because I'm talking about they. The cats don't, because I'm talking about they. So the lawyers are they, and the cats are they as well. Doesn't matter. These are people and these are animals. Once they're plural, they go under the pronoun of they. Now the last one, John's son, doesn't, because John's son is a he. Got that? So this is it for today. I'm happy to be with you once again. I hope to keep on helping you learning English. So don't miss my videos. Bye bye now.